What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. And don't forget, guys, subscribe, hit the like, hit the dislike if you want to, and of course, share. And I always ask people to remember there is a Cash App in the description of this video. So, if you want to see the channel grow, want to see me get into streaming and all that good stuff, then you might want to do that if the spirit moves you, and I thank you very much. And of course, thank you very much to those who have already contributed. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right, guys, let me get to the topic here. All right, and this would be the topic of the day. And it appears that there's a couple of feminists that are on the loose out there. I want to put out an APB on these feminists who are running around out here, and they've decided that they're going to go against the fandom for kicks, I guess. And they go by the name of Rewriting Ripley. I don't know what exactly that refers to. I don't know if this is about Ripley, the character. I've listened to some of their stuff. They got a couple of podcasts on Apple, and I'm going to leave the link to that in the description as well, so you can check out where they're coming from. I only listened to 2 of their podcasts. That's probably a little over 2 hours worth of some seriously disturbing rhetoric. But there it is, and it seems that they have an axe to grind with the fandom, because they feel that it's too white and it's too male, and they consider themselves, it seems, to be on a mission from God, because they're very, very righteous in their presentation. Like, nobody can tell them anything. And the hit piece that they put out there is pretty interesting, and I think that they have something against conservatism, and they start drawing these really like off the wall comparisons, right, between Steve Bannon and Rush Limbaugh and the dawn of the conservative voice in America, and how this has trickled down into Gamergate, and of course what's going on now with the pushback against Disney Star Wars, and how the ideology they're saying is reflected the way that it was with ultra conservative voices. They put Ben Shapiro in there, of course, as well. And so they want people to believe that the only problem that the fans have these days with games and comics and TV shows and movies is just that white males are scared to death that they're going to lose their power and lose their country. And they put it all in one big ball, and they see these people as disposable because we need to move forward as a people, as a country, and these guys are like dinosaurs and all of that. So they put together this little promo, and this is the problem that I have. I mean, you can speculate all the fuck you want, about these conservative voices and stuff like that. I think most people, just like anything else, you're going to agree with certain points, you're going to disagree with certain points, but they need to believe that there's this big connected move and push and conspiracy, towards not wanting to move the country forward and give up power. So, like I said, they put together this promo where they threw in some of our, better known outspoken voices in the fandom. You had Ethan Van Sciver in there, of course. You had Gary from the Rewriting. You had Jeremy from the Quartering, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kinnell, all of the easy ones to point out, they did. But what really, really showed me that these people are completely full of shit is that they actually put Drunk 3PO in the video. They put him in the video for ultra conservatives. I mean, it was bad enough that they put the other guys in there, but without any type of evidence. You know what I mean? They showed they put them in there with these little sound bites and everything that's completely out of context. Like, I don't know, what do you call yourselves? Rewriting Ripley. I don't know if you consider yourselves to be journalists of any sort, but you suck ass at journalism because you have no sense of accountability whatsoever, or objectivity, I should say. No sense of accountability for telling the truth, and no sense of objectivity for actually being able to tell or show both sides of the issue. You go into one of your podcasts by blatantly lying about Gina Carano. You say that she was the bully. You say that she was insensitive and she was racist and she was anti-Semitic and she allowed Pedro Pascal to be bullied. You guys painted Pedro Pascal as some type of victim, and Gina Carano was laughing. And you talk about how she went on some of the YouTube channels. Obviously, you're talking about Drunk 3PO, and you call her a grifter. And at the same time, you say that she's not wanting for anything. You paint her to be a spoiled rich kid, and then you call her a grifter who's only in it to pay the rent. You guys suck. Absolutely suck. Your whole presentation is suspect. All right, so what do you have? You have Rewriting Ripley. Like I said, it's two feminists, obviously. And one of them's name is Katie. The other one's name is Lady V. I think it's Lady Valkyrie. Lady V, all right, who is a self-proclaimed 37-year-old Latina. Now, the other one, I don't know, what's going on with her. I don't know what she is. All of this is relevant, of course. If these are voices of color, then it is relevant, because once again, you have that narrative that you feel like you're going to come kick down the door of an already established fandom. They're showing all types of resentment that when you go to conventions and stuff, you see predominantly white males, and their way of explaining that is that the white males have had unlimited time and unlimited money, and that's why they've dominated the fandom. Obviously, these people have not gotten out to actually meet people. All right, and that's the embarrassing part for you, Rewriting Ripley, Katie, and Lady V. That's embarrassing for you because clearly you have no type of interactions with people. You didn't get out to meet anyone. You don't know anyone. If you were in these conventions, then you obviously did not interact with anyone or talk to anyone. You would know they come from all different walks of life. All right? There are white people who are on welfare who are fans of Star Wars who didn't like The Last Jedi. And of course, they're the whole population of fans, of course, that they all overlook and they all ignore. It's like these guys, they try to act like they're some type of scientist, social scientist. Well, if you're running an experiment, then you're guilty of experimental or experimenter bias. All right, because you have manipulated the pieces to come to the outcome that you desire, and you're omitting a whole section that should be considered when you're doing your experiment. And you all do that. That's the thing. That's the problem with all of you, who try to run this. It's all middle-aged white guys and, they're all alt-right and all this stuff. What about all of the women out there? What about all of the black people out there? Why are they not at all mentioned in your article? Why are we not at all in your promo? None of you talk about this. You're all guilty of it. And I've been doing these videos now for over 4 years, so I know what I'm talking about. And you say here in your little tweet, aided by an analysis of over 1 million tweets and 1,000 YouTube videos, this is the full story of alt-right radicalization in the Star Wars fandom. From designated white supremacist hate groups to YouTubers, this is how the hate attacked the Star Wars sequel trilogy and won. So you went over 1 million tweets, huh? You analyzed 1 million tweets and over 1,000 YouTube videos, and you came up with no Abu Nas. You came up with no Demogeny. You came up with no Fatal J. You came up with no Lord Callis. You came up with no Gospel According to Mark with a C. You came up with no Lorena Creole. You came up with no OG Star Wars. You came up with no Jane Theory. You came up with no Mara Jade. You came up with nobody. None of the women. None of the black people. None of the Native Americans, none of the Asians, none of the people out there who are not in your so-called target group who had a problem with this, who don't fit into your narrative. But of course, that makes your whole work disingenuous. You're dismissed, null and void. The point you're trying to make has been lost because you didn't consider all of the variables. So what's your point? You know what I mean? What are you really doing this for? What is this really all about? When I look at the ones that you targeted, I would say this is about money. You can't stand for some reason to see that fans have found the great equalizer. YouTube, social media. At one point, I think it's Katie says, when do we take the microphone away from Gina Carano? You're an advocate of censorship. And you use as your justification for that she's a grifter and that these YouTubers in their voices, they're grifters. You know, your problem is that people are making money, and that's disgusting for you because that's what it's all about. You're just hating at the end of the day. All of your scientific talk and hypothesis, it's all bullshit. All you care about is stopping other people from, number one, being able to express themselves, and number two, being able to make money while they're doing it. So what you're really about is dictatorship, because you want to practically have government-sponsored entertainment where average voices dare not be able to say anything. And the ones who do manage to say it, and the ones who are the most pronounced, those are the ones that you're going to attack to the exclusion of all of the other ones, such as myself and such as, countless others that are out there. This is not just about me. This is just about all of us. And I've always said, for years, I've been saying, you guys are fucking with the wrong fandom. All right? Because we already went through this. We don't all have to have a kumbaya situation going on, but we've managed to find common ground and respect. And the only function that you guys serve is separating people. All right? So you want to take the white guys and put them over there. And you want to take everybody else, the black guys and then the women and everybody else, and not even acknowledge them. But listen, I'm making this video because we're not going to be separated. And because I'm smart enough to know that after you get through with them, you'll be coming for everybody else. Because you claim to be fans, you're masquerading as fans, but there's no way that you could possibly be. Because we're not out here being, terrorists. We're not out here, trying to be violent with people. At some point they kind of link all of this to what happened at the Capitol. You show me where anyone has been physically attacked from this fandom that you're talking about, from those creators that you showed on your video. Show me how any one of them or any one of us are connected to any of that. We said that we didn't like a movie, all right? You don't acknowledge the fact that we have pointed out many, many times that there were plot holes, that we didn't like the way certain characters were drawn. You went out of your way to talk about how there was a boycott Star Wars thing that went on after the release of The Force Awakens, or leading up to The Force Awakens, based on the fact that racists saw Finn and they decided they were going to attack Star Wars or boycott it. Now, fast forward. Even John Boyega said that he disagrees with the way his character was handled. Where's your narrative now? Rewriting Ripley, Katie, Lady V? I dare say that if you had any concerns with your upstart of a website or channel or whatever it is, if you had any legitimate concerns, you would come to talk to people. You would communicate. You wouldn't level these baseless, disingenuous bullshit attacks against people that you don't even know. This is slander. I have interacted with these people personally. Okay? I'm not here to cape for anybody. I do not do that. What I'm here to do is tell the truth. Okay? So you can spin it however you want. You put some good people in that video and painted them as racist and misogynist and dangerous. What are you calling for here? Do you want these people attacked? And while you're talking about them, why don't you bring up the charities that they have created? And they've raised a good amount, a lot more than you, I'm sure, of money for people who are in need. Of those people, you will find many people of color, many black people, many women, many children. You're trying to stop something good from happening in the world? Drunk 3PO, go to his channel, Jaywalking the Planet. I'll leave a link in the description below. Go to his channel. That's the man that you put out there, a man who has been all over the world helping people, giving people food and running water, shelter. Go on, go over to his channel. I dare you. You don't have to believe me. These are your grifters. You guys, man, you're on the wrong side of this. You're on the wrong side of this. And you're on Twitter with 368 followers, probably hoping that you'll get many, many more. But you know something? You can't mislead people in life this way, and think that you're going to get some type of respect or some type of return from it that's positive. It doesn't work that way, So when I saw this, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to speak out about it. And this is the reason why I have my channel. This is the reason why I rock with my brothers, the Dark Council. You might want to check us out sometimes while you're just ignoring us. Both of you, Katie, Lady V, I think you might be somehow people of color. Or, like I said, I know one of you did say that you're Latina. But, yeah, you're women, and you're not giving equal voice to the very group that you claim to be representing, or championing. You're full of it. And whenever something like this happens, that's when you see me. And you will always see me. That's why I'm here. Because you're ruining it for everybody. And at one point, one of them actually says in their podcast, this is all supposed to be fun, but at some point, you have to stop and take a look at what's going on. No, you don't. Because escapist fantasy is just that. It's escapist. You don't have to take a look or stop it or disrupt it. You can have your opinions about it. No one is trying to rob you of that. But why are you trying to rob other people of their opinions, of their fun? You don't tell both sides of the story. You out and out lie. You don't deserve any respect for that. But anyway, guys, those are the beginnings of my feelings about this. Like I said, I'm going to be leaving the link to their podcast in the description below, so you can go on and check that out. And I'm not like saying to go harass these people because, there's no point. It's like this is just the world that we're living in right now. It's a world of pessimism. It's a world of mean-spiritedness and willful misunderstanding. And where they are, there's plenty more to come. But just educate yourself about what's going on because we don't want our kids to be this way. We don't want the future to be this way. We want to understand each other. We want to communicate with each other. We don't want to judge each other so harshly and try and, and convict one another without even knowing where we all stand. But that's what these people do. That's who they are, and be damned anything that goes against their narrative, such as myself, and my brothers and my sisters. Funny how we stand together and all you do is want to separate people. You need to check yourself. All right, guys, get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Catch me on Twitter. I'm going to leave the links to all of these things in the description. So go on and check it out. Like I said, the Cash App is going to be there too. Doesn't make me a grifter. It just makes me somebody who's trying to make a difference in the world. For my son, for my friends, for my brothers and sisters out there who realize that there's no future in this type of thing. Communication, getting to know one another. That's what's important, and understanding. So anyway, guys, thank you for listening. I will catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.